Well, I would like to see more advocacy, and I would like to see more young people sharing their stories and journeys.
Everyone, welcome back to MANO Beyond Cancer. My name is Carmen Monge, and MANO is a space dedicated to all people with a lived cancer experience. In here, we share about our journey and we learn about it. Today, we are with Ronja Pöyhönen. She is a cancer survivor from Finland that she is going to tell us a little bit about her. Hi, Ronja.
Hello, Carmen. Nice to see you.
So, the first question is very easy. Who are you? What are you passionate about right now? And what is your favorite food?
My name is Ronja Pöyhönen, and I'm 23 years old. I come from Finland, southern Finland. I live in Turku. Currently, it's my city in which I grew up in. I am a Bachelor of Medicine, so I'm really passionate about science. Right now, I am looking for another path in my life. I applied to study neuroscience, and that comes from the diagnosis which I got a bit less than 2 years ago, which is a type brain cancer, which I am a survivor. I write articles, scientific ones, and I like to write fiction as well. And I'm really passionate about creativity and creating art or music. I love sports as a balance. And then the best part of this pack of questions was my favorite food. And rationally, I would say something healthy, but really, I love pizza. That's like, you can have anything on pizza.
How was to have cancer in Finland?
In Finland, we are a welfare country and we have quite functioning healthcare system. So overall, I would say having cancer anywhere in the world is really a shared experience. And we all can sympathize with each other despite where we have grown up in. Because no matter how much the healthcare system differs, we're still just human, all of us.
Yeah, it's very nice. And I have a question. Do you know many cancer survivors and how can you describe them in one word?
I have some relatives and some close friends who carry the diagnosis. How would I describe them in one word? I would say something in the lines of strength and bravery and resilience, because it's not something that you invite over, but you kind of learn how to live with the monster.
Did you have any side effects that actually you liked about having cancer? Like something that actually a superpower that cancer gave you?
This is a good question because I like to look at anything and everything in life through optimism and through positive mindset. I am a firm believer of thinking being a huge major part of healing and accepting any challenges that life throws at any of us. But I would say, and I think anyone with something brain related can understand and sympathize with, is that my favorite superpower is my functioning and my high functioning, because once you cut inside the tissue of the brain, wherever it may be, since the networks are so colliding, if it's the back of the brain or the front of the brain or the occipital lobe or the frontal lobe or whatever, everything is connected. And to me, my superpower is that I can do a million things at the same time and I can still be good at most of them, at least. I feel like it. And that's my superpower of feeling.
You start thinking about this because your type of cancer, right? Like if you had another type of cancer, that would be completely different. So how do you feel about that? Like that your type of cancer is quite different to others.
I'm a really big movie nerd and I like superhero movies. And I think the best Marvel movies, for instance, are the ones where all of the different superheroes come together and they are all equal, even though they have different power. And together they can save the world or win any kind of villain and cure any kind of disease, let's say, because we all have our own perspective, we all have our own storyline, and even though there would be two people by the same age with the same type of diagnosis, they're still different because there's really no copy-paste when it comes to living with cancer or being a patient or a warrior or a survivor or however it may be. There is no like narrative to copy-paste or follow. You have to create your own path, which is exciting.
What is the dumbest thing or stupidest thing that someone have ever told you about having cancer, or any stigma that is in your country around cancer?
I would say most of the dumbest things are coming from ignorance or lack of information. Let's say people may wish me well when they tell me that they believe I'm so strong, and if they were in my shoes, they could never survive, or they could never do this, or those kind of nice things or kind of ignorant things masked as compliments. Those are kind of the most, like, I feel like people could do so much better if they would do a bit more research, or if people call out my age or my lifestyle prior to my diagnosis, that they would have never believed that I would be diagnosed. But then again, no one of us wishes for this kind of circumstances. So I would say the funniest, weirdest things come from lack of knowledge, which is understandable, but that's why we do what we do, to spread awareness and kind of save the new generation from feeling this kind of oof feelings.
What changes would you like to see in your community that will support cancer survivors or cancer patients?
Well, I would like to see more advocacy, and I would like to see more young people sharing their stories and journeys to give kind of different paths, some faces and some storylines. Because right now there's, in Finland, especially with the brain tumor field, there's really not anyone who like hosts or kind of supports or advocates for us. I really don't know much others with any kind of neuro-oncological situation, and that's unfortunate because I know I'm not the only one, but still I feel like the only person, and I suppose I have to get to work.
Can you mention something that didn't change, that you were like this before having cancer and that you are still like this after having cancer? And the other one is something that actually you change thanks to cancer.
My personality is something that did not change, and that's something that's widely misunderstood when it comes to brain-related things. That when there is some kind of surgical operation done, your identity or your personality switches. Really, it's not like that. Then what has changed, I think I don't postpone anything anymore. If I want to do something, I do it instantly, and I do it yesterday, and I apply for the job, and I book the trip, and I call my friends. Despite cancer or no cancer, we all should just be ourselves and just remember to listen to our own hearts. And all those cliches, they really hit home when you realize the limits and the inevitable truth of time not being always in our favor.
Thank you, Ronja, for this interview.
Thank you very, very much, Carmen. It was lovely to chat with you, and I hope we chat more in the future.
If you like this video, well, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with others. Thank you. Bye-bye.